So you guys, what is this play even about?
Well, you see, once upon a time, there was a little boy named Ilwan.
And his father was murdered!
Yes. And his mother, following the tradition of
blood revenge!
sent him away to the city of Cairo to learn to be a butcher. Then, when Ilwan had grown into a big, strong boy,
old enough to kill people,
she requested him back and sent his cousin Samaida to do the job. However, when Ilwan returned, indoctrinated with the modernism of Cairo,
he would not kill people.
Which greatly displeased his mother.
She was angry.
So, as Ilwan turned to go back to Cairo to get on the train, his mother had his cousin go after him.
And kill him instead!
The only way that she would know if the cousin Samaida had succeeded in killing her son Ilwan
was if he returned singing.
Which he did. Then his mother fainted, crying out, "My son!"
What did he sing?
So you see.
Okay, I'm not gonna sing it. No, I'm not gonna sing it. Nope.
Your bitter voice accuses repentance and excuses were all I ever give. You reproach me, then the more, and out of my grief, my clothes I tore, then two shreds I tore. Does that fit? I mean, that kind of fits. Tawfiq al-Hakim is regarded as the founder of modern Egyptian drama. He was born in 1898, the son of upper-middle-class parents. His parents pushed him to become a lawyer and sent him to live with his uncles in Cairo to finish his undergraduate degree in law, but in his free time, he studied the local theater community. Soon, he started to translate plays and write a few of his own. These were mostly serious dramas that would eventually establish the Arabic dramatic literary heritage. At the time, Arab theater was not seen as something for the sophisticated or wealthy because it was not written in classic Aramaic. These were mostly serious dramas that would eventually establish an Arabic dramatic literary heritage. At the time, Arab theater was not seen as something for the sophisticated or wealthy because it was not written in classic Arabic. It was seen more as cheap comedy for peasants. Tawfiq al-Hakim was driven by a creative panic to explore new artistic techniques and modes of expression. He also challenged the social and artistic status quo of Arabic theater and society. To prevent his parents from discovering him as a playwright, he used the pseudonym Hussein Tawfiqa, but his family soon caught on. He wrote 4 plays, only one of which was an original between 1920 and 1925. Thinking that they could deter their son from the theater, al-Hakim's parents sent him to France to obtain a doctorate in law. However, this only opened up the world of modern theater in France and Europe to him. He read many different works while in France and was influenced by many authors, including, Lope de Vega, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, Edgar Allan Poe, and Arthur Rimbaud. Tawfiq al-Hakim returned to Cairo in 1928, where he continued to write plays, short stories, poems, autobiographies, essays, and novels. A few years later, in 1950, he wrote one of his most famous plays, Song of Death. This play addresses a shift in cultural and political landscapes of Egypt and the Arab world. By the 1980s, he was held as an elder statesman because of his involvement in the intellectual and political stir in Egypt. Cultural connections with Reba.
Okay, so in the play, Ilwan, the son, brings new ideas from the modern city of Cairo, and he represents modern progress. His new beliefs conflict with his mother's traditional ones. And at the time that Tawfiq al-Hakim wrote the play Song of Death, there was a major conflict between the New World and the Old World, especially in rural Egypt. The play highlights both the values of modernism and the deadly effects of the traditions, which you can see through Ilwan's possible death at the end of the play. Tawfiq al-Hakim was a public prosecutor in rural Egypt for a time, and so he probably experienced the conflicts between the old and the new world and the government and tradition on a first-hand basis. And then, just so you know, blood revenge is still a major source of conflict in some rural parts of Egypt today.
In the play Song of Death, we examine two important themes. The first is that loved ones should never be taken for granted. This can be seen through the actions of Azakir, the mother. When her husband was killed, she sent her son away from the city instead of loving him. Look at your mother, Ilwan. I was a young woman when your father died. She took the idea of him helping her for granted, and when he died, he missed her by saying, "My son." The second theme is that of trust. The play makes the stance that very few people are to be trusted. Ilwan, the son, was trusted to perform the task his mother, Azakir, asked of him, and Samaida was trusted to bring him home. However, in the end, Samaida was the only one who could truly be trusted because Ilwan chose not to do as his mother asked. I wouldn't be such a disaster if he were no more than a bear cub. We never expected any material gain through him. We expected him to give us back our dignity. That was all. And then Samaida comes back singing later, "Oh, my dear one, your bitter voice accuses." ...
Fun that is.
Now do it.
Oh.
Now raise your eyebrows. It's funny because all you see is the eyebrows.
There we go.
Now what?
She tired. Very tired. She's not very much better off either.
Now what? Will you stop filling out my memory card? And then start talking. Open her iPad up in front of her.
Can you seriously still see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Ow! I can't see me.
Yeah, because you're under the table. You can't in the mirror.
By the 1980s, he was held as an elder statesman because of his involvement in the intellectual...
Get your hand out of the frame.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay, how do I start though? I can't literally just read this, can I?
Yeah.
Be the cultural connection.
I got this.
Why is your finger?
Just start recording.
I am.
Cultural connections with Reba.